It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, KCAL 9 presents the Dodgers as they take on the San Francisco Giants. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Monday evening to you, wherever you may be. Giants and Dodgers for the first time this year. Ted Lilly with 2 streaks. He has a 6-game winning streak going. He's 3-0. He's also lost 3 in a row to the Giants. Last time he beat them was 2008. He's 3-4 lifetime. Veteran left-hander Barry Zito on the mound for San Francisco, 1-0 with the league. He is 6-8 lifetime against the Dodgers. Last year, these two clubs split the 18. Dodgers winning 5 of 9 here, and the Giants won 5 of 9 up north. So, the Giants and the Dodgers opening up Game 1 of a 3-game series. We'll be back right after this, but with a special first ball ceremonial toss right after this. Now, during this 50th anniversary celebration of Dodger Stadium, we've been celebrating the players and moments that have taken place in this great building. Well, tonight, we'd like to take the time to honor a Dodger who never played here, but his spirit is a permanent fixture. His impact on Major League Baseball and American history continues to affect and inspire people all over the world. Every April 15th, the Dodgers and Major League Baseball honor Jackie Robinson on the anniversary of his breaking down the color barrier in baseball. Well, it wasn't something he could have done on his own. For as strong as Jackie Robinson was, he still needed the support of family, friends, and teammates to overcome the obstacles that he faced. 2 pillars of his support are here with us this evening. They first met Jackie while they were both attending UCLA in 1941. They were married in February of 1946, and she's carried the torch of keeping his legacy alive since his passing in 1972. She is a civil rights activist, professor, nurse, wife, and mother, a woman of enormous accomplishments, her own and those achieved jointly with Jackie. She's the founder of the Jackie Robinson Foundation, please welcome back to Dodger Stadium, Rachel Robinson. Joining the Dodgers in 1949, this man witnessed firsthand the hardships faced by his teammate Jackie. He too would have to endure some of the same indignities, and he would do so with patience and class because that was the way Jackie did it. In 2010, he was at a fundraiser with President Barack Obama, and as he posed for a picture with the president, he told him Jackie would be proud. The president told the audience that evening, "I would not be here if it were not for Jackie and if it were not for Don Newcombe." Ladies and gentlemen, Dodger legend, Don Newcombe. And now, escorted by new Dodger owner Irvin Magic Johnson, and joined by the Robinsons' daughter Sharon and Jackie's grandson Jesse Sims, it's time for tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
May the destiny of this great stadium be timeless, forever enshrined.
On the menu any time of the day, and by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Hi everybody, and a very happy Monday evening to you wherever you may be. Dodger Stadium alive and well after the team limped home, having lost 4 of 6 on the last road trip. A ball club that is sure to be happier at home. They've won 10 of 12, and we have always started out with a ceremonial first pitch, and tonight was indeed something special for the Dodgers as they welcome Rachel Robinson and family, and we'll get to that in a little while. We can take a look now at the Dodgers visiting opponents by the name of the San Francisco Giants. The Giant lineup will go this way. Angel Pagan in center field. Ryan Theriot at second base. Melky Cabrera in right field. Buster Posey at first base. Brett Hill in left field. Joaquin Arias at shortstop. Hector Sanchez the catcher. Connor Gillespie at third. And the left-hander, the veteran Barry Zito on the mound. On the mound, another left-hander and another veteran, and that would be Ted Lilly. Lilly comes in with a 6-game winning streak. Since September of last year, in 7 straight, he has 6 wins and no losses, an earned run average less than 1, and the opposition hitting $1.50. With that 6-game winning streak, however, he also brings him a losing streak. He lost 3 straight to the Giants. He is 3-4 lifetime against them. In fact, the last time that Ted beat the Giants was back in 2008. So it's Ted Lilly going up against Barry Zito, a battle of the left-handers. And by the way, a note about the Giants, they are 5-1 against left-hand starters. The Giants just snapped a 4-game losing streak, and they now enter this game having won 2 in a row. For the Giants, they're also minus a couple of people. You know, their closer, Brian Wilson, he's out with the bad arm. Also, another reliever, Guillermo Mota of the Giants, was suspended 100 games. He got that news for the first 50 of next year as well. So for Guillermo Mota, he will be sidelined. And Pablo Sandoval is out. Sandoval, for the second time in 2 years, he's a switch hitter. Sandoval broke the hamate bone, first in his left hand and then in his right hand. If you wonder about the hamate bone, it's at the little pad at the base of your little finger. There's a little hook on it, and when they hold the bat, the hitters do, down on the knob, sometimes the pressure will snap the bone. And for Sandoval, he did it twice, almost on the identical date. Angel Pagan leading off. Right-hand batter takes a strike. He enters with a 20-game hitting streak. He's from Puerto Rico, 6'1", 180, originally a 4th-round pick by the New York Mets. 0-1 the count. Lilly ready, comes back, hard ground ball, a hopper to third. Uribe is on it and throws him out. So Pagan, with a 20-game hitting streak, taps to third, and we have 1 out here in the first inning. Meanwhile, the newcomers standing out there in left field, although certainly not a newcomer to the big leagues, Bobby Abreu, who signed with the Dodgers on Friday, made a couple of appearances during the recent road trip, and now stationed out there in left field tonight. Ryan Theriot will now check in. Theriot playing second base, hitting just .208, which brings up another Giant loss, at least for a while. Freddie Sanchez, who at one time was a batting champion in the National League, out with a bad shoulder, and so Theriot trying to pick up for him and hold down the fort. Right-hand hitter takes a strike, and the count 1-1. Ryan Theriot, who was with the Dodgers 2 years ago and hit .242. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and went to school at LSU. Ted Lilly into the windup, and the 1-1 pitch, ground ball wide of third. In the hole is Gordon. Awkward throw, but gets him, and we have 2 down in the first inning. There are several things to generalize about this Giant ball club. They don't strike out. They hit a lot of ground balls, and you've already seen the first 2 batters ground out. They do get a lot of infield hits, and for Bruce Bochy, it's maddening in the sense they score more runs on the road than they do up at AT&T Park. They're 48% below as far as scoring runs at home. Can you imagine? And here's Melky Cabrera, switch hitter, batting .313, 1 home run, 10 runs batted in, flinches on a breaking ball that misses, 1 ball and no strikes. So Lilly with 2 out in the first inning. No score. Hitting behind Cabrera is Buster Posey. Hard ground ball to third. Uribe digs it out, guns it over to first for Rivera. 3 ground balls, 1, 2, 3. Giants fail to score. Barry Zito getting ready to go to work as the Giants take the field, no score. Ground balls. Now Don Mattingly's lineup shapes up this way. D. Gordon leading off at short, Mark Ellis at second base, and Matt Kemp hitting third in center field. Andre Ethier in right field, Juan Rivera at first base. Bobby Abreu in left field, Juan Uribe at third, A.J. Ellis behind the plate, and on the mound, Ted Lilly. On the mound for the Giants, Barry Zito. He was the Cy Young Award winner back in 2002. You may remember he made headlines. 2007, the Giants signed him 7 years, $126 million. It hasn't really worked out. His record over the years for that money, 44 wins, 61 losses. Barry working now on Gordon. D shies away from a pitch up and in, and a 1-ball, no-strike count. So Gordon hitting .226, a home run, 8 RBIs. Gillespie plays in on the grass at third. Full swing foul down the left field line, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Beautiful evening, 67 degrees. Barry Zito, born and lives in Las Vegas. His biggest year with the A's, he was 23-5 the year he won the Cy Young Award. And his 1-1 pitch, fastball low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Barry had a bad year last year for sure. He was 3-4 and earned run average almost 6. However, he comes into this game with a very respectable ERA of 1.7. Curveball doesn't do much, stays high. 3-1 the count. For Zito, last year, the first 3 innings were nightmares for him. His earned run average in the first 3 innings was almost 8 last year. The next one is low, so he asks for trouble by walking D. Gordon. Now Gordon, as he takes over at first base, certainly a threat to run. For Gordon so far this year, he has stolen 12 out of 16. Mark Ellis has been very much of a table setter. He is very good to get on, to get something going. He has not done anything with runners in scoring position. So obviously that number 2 slot fits him perfectly. And he takes the first pitch, and that's in for a strike. And the count 0-1. Ellis looking down to Tim Wallach to see about Gordon as to whether they'll run him. When Ellis hits with the bases empty, he's hitting .359. But with runners on, less than 100. Zito out of a crouch. There goes Gordon. The off-speed pitch, a strike. The throw by Sanchez. Got him. Hector Sanchez making a wonderful throw. One reason it was an off-speed pitch, and Gordon with his speed figures to beat that And Sanchez just made a perfect throw, one hopper, and the tag put down easily, and Gordon was done. So for the 5th time this year, Gordon is caught trying to steal. Ryan Theriot made the tag. And the count on Ellis, no balls and 2 strikes, and he takes ball 1. So 1 and 2 to mark. On deck, of course, Matt Kemp hitting 3rd. Now the next pitch is swung on late, fouled off to the right, and out of play. Giants and Dodgers, they split 18 last year. Over the last 10 years, to give you how even these two teams have played each other, the Dodgers hold a 1-game edge. Curveball hit slowly to the right side. Theriot gloves, throws, and gets him. And just like that, 2 down. And now make way for Matt Kemp.
For the Dodgers center fielder, number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp did not play in Chicago yesterday. He did appear briefly as a pinch hitter. However, he's in there tonight after recovering from what we understand, a little tightness in the hamstring area. Matt has worn Zito out. He has 20 hits, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in, and a .426 batting average against Barry Zito. The left-hander's pitch inside, ball 1. Now you would say to yourself, wait a minute, why in the world would Barry Zito pitch to Matt Kemp? I mean, you have Andre Ethier on deck, who is not quite as formidable, not against a left-hander. And the next pitch to Kemp as they load up the left side of the infield. That's swung on and sliced inside the right field foul line, and down the line it is. Matt will hold on at first. A speedy recovery by Melky Cabrera. So the hitters talk about staying inside the ball, and Matt Kemp certainly stayed inside that one and sliced a single to right. So the base hit by Kemp will bring up Andre Ethier, who's hitting in the 260s against left-handers. And by the way, we were saying, why would they even pitch to Kemp? Ethier is hitting 161 against Barry Zito. However, that's the charm of baseball. That was the last time. So Zito with 2 out, Kemp at first, and you wonder about Matt doing any running with the tightness in the hamstring. And Ethier checks in. Theriot plays right on the rim, and the first pitch to Andre is off the plate. Ball 1, 1-0. Andre Ethier leading the major leagues with 28 runs batted in. 6 home runs and a .269 batting average. Here comes Zito on the hands. Ground ball off the glove of first baseman Posey, and he gets the ball back to first too late. So Buster Posey, who is playing first base, Hector Sanchez is the catcher, and Posey could not handle it. Ryan Theriot tried to make the big recovery, but Ethier was able to beat it out. So an experienced first baseman makes the play, but Posey was starting to come off the bag, and the ball was hit to his glove side, but he just couldn't hold on to it. It will go as a base hit for Ethier. So a pop fly flare single to right, a ground ball off the first baseman's glove, and the Dodgers now have Juan Rivera hitting .260 with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. 2 on, 2 out. Remember, Gordon thrown out trying to steal. Otherwise, the Dodgers might have had something going here. Rivera most recently a 3-run home run on the road. He takes low and inside, ball 1. Juan with 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in, hitting a solid .260. Rivera has done a lot of good work against left-handers, hitting .355 against lefties. The next pitch, a chopper to the hole. Great backhand stab at short. Throw to second just in time to get Ethier. A wonderful play by Joaquin Arias. And down go the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. At the end of an inning, no score. Posey at the plate, and the right-hand hitter takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. We told you that the Giants hit a lot of ground balls, and you would have to say Buster Posey is the leader in ground balls. He kills a lot of worms during the year. Curveball in for a strike, and the count 1-1. Mathematically, it comes out to he hits about 2.5 ground balls for every ball hit in the air. Buster swings, fouls it back, and the count 1-2. He rarely, if ever, swings at the first pitch, and he's up there now with a 1-2 count. And most people feel that the Giants will go as far as Buster Posey can carry them. When he was banged up and out last year, of course, they were a totally different, ineffective team. The 1-2 pitch, a line drive, foul down the left field line. So Buster is still there, 1-2. Yesterday he went 1 for 5, but he's hitting .450 against left-hand pitching, and he's 3 for 8 with a couple of home runs against Ted Lilly. So 1-2 the count. This is the 5th pitch to Buster Posey, and he takes low and inside. That's another area. He leads the Giants in most pitches per at bat. So Posey up there 2-2. Lilly works from the third base side of the rubber, and the left-hander's 2-2 pitch on the way, low and away, ball 3. That's the pitch that Lilly has been working on since spring training. Fastball down and away from a right-hand batter. So 3-2 the count to Buster Posey, a #1 pick out of Florida State, and he certainly deserved it. His first year up, he had a huge year. 3-2 pitch is taken inside, ball 4. So Posey draws the walk, and that will bring up the left fielder,
number 6, Brett Hill.
Brett Pill, coming up. 6 of his previous 7 starts this year have been against left-hand pitching, so he certainly wasn't surprised to see his name in the lineup card tonight. So Pill climbs in. He hit a home run his first major league at bat. That was back in last year. He wound up with 2 home runs. Big right-hand batter, takes outside. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Went to Cal State Fullerton, and the Giants signed him in 2006. He had a pinch hit triple when Cal State Fullerton was up against Texas in the College World Series. Throw to first. Posey back on the bag. For the Giants, they have 16 stolen bases. They really don't run well, and they don't steal a lot. Posey off the bag, held on by Rivera. And the 1-0 pitch on the way to Pill, and that's in at the knees for a strike. 1-1. When Will Clark hit a home run, he was immediately called Will the Thrill in San Francisco. So naturally, when Pill hit a home run in his first major league at bat, it became Pill the Thrill. The 1-1 pitch on the way to the right-hand batter is instead a throw to first. The Yankees originally drafted Pill, but he didn't sign. He returned to Cal State Fullerton for his senior year. Born in San Dimas, red right-hand batter, bends at the knees and waist. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Lilly set, looks at first, curveball, big spinner in for a strike. The 12-6 curve, and a 1-2 count. Pill basically a pull hitter, most of his home runs from the foul pole to left center. He's moved up on the plate a little bit as Posey takes his lead at first. And the 1-2 pitch swung on, popped in the air, foul off third. Uribe over to take a look and watches, but it's out of play back in the stand. What Pill did by moving up closer to the plate, he opened up his stance a little bit, and that helped him to turn on off-speed pitches. So Brett Pill back up and waiting. Left foot slightly more towards third base than the mound, though he opened up a little. And as we said, he's moved up on the plate. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly ready. Here he comes. Curveball down with it. A big 12 to 6. It might not have dropped all the way to 6, but it might have been, let's say, from 12 to 4 or 5. But it got in there, although Pill thought it was high. So Posey at first. Pill strikes out. And the batter now will be Joaquin Arias. Do you have a dollar bill handy? Now, if you're driving a car, I don't want you to do it. But if you have a dollar bill, we want to talk about the so-called superstition of number 13. I mean, that is really something. We all have heard of that. Ball one to Arias. You know, in a lot of hotels, you won't find a 13th floor. You won't find a room numbered 13. Well, you know, America started with 13 original colonies, 13 signers of the Declaration of Independence. We have 13 stripes on our flag. And if you have a dollar bill, turn it over and look at it. There are 13 steps on the pyramid, 13 letters in E pluribus unum. There are 13 stars above the eagle, and I'm not finished. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. It's swung on, sliced to right center. Kemp on his horse to the track, reaches up, makes the catch. As he goes to the wall, back to first goes Posey. And can we say that Arias was unlucky? Kemp made a great running catch. Where did I leave off? 13 stars above the eagle. There are 13 bars on the shield, 13 leaves on the olive branch, 13 fruits on the back of the dollar bill, and if you look closely, the eagle holds 13 arrows. So 13 means a great deal to U.S. currency. And the young fella, Joaquin Arias, just lost an extra base hit on a wonderful play by Matt Kemp. All right, here's Hector Sanchez, right-hand hitting catcher, hits late, slices one down the right field line, and foul into the stands. 0-1 to count. No balls and one strike. Lilly and A.J. Ellis put their heads together now for the moment. Sanchez, as the players say, really waiting on that pitch, and then had a pretty good hack. Hector, a hero yesterday. He had a pinch hit RBI single in the 11th inning to give him a walk-off hit. His first career. He's hit safely in 9 of 15. So the right-hand hitter backs off and takes a pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-2. The Giant plan for the future is pretty obvious. They think that Hector Sanchez will be the first-string catcher, and Buster Posey will eventually stay at first base. Buster right now is at first base following a walk, and the strike 2 pitch coming up, and Lilly's breaking ball is low. 1-2 the count. So with Buster Posey at first, 2 out, second inning, no score. Over the last 10 years, the record, the Dodgers have an edge on the Giants. The Dodgers have won 93 games, and the Giants have won 92. Can't cut it much closer than that. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up. Hector Sanchez takes in the dirt. It squirts away from A.J. Ellis, and Posey advances to second base on what we assume will be a wild pitch. For Ted Lilly, that would be his first wild pitch of the year. The Giants, as we mentioned earlier, have the penchant of scoring more runs on the road than they do at home, which has to be a little maddening. Of course, a lot of people feel that AT&T Park is such a pitcher's park they can understand. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up to Sanchez. It's a fast sinker down and away, and Sanchez way out in front of it, and that's that. No runs, no hits, a man left, thanks to Matt Kemp. At the end of an inning and a half, no score. This will be his debut as a Dodger here at Dodger Stadium. Bobby, a remarkable campaigner. He's from Aragua in Venezuela, and he was originally signed by the Astros. He first came up to the Astros in 1996. So he's had a marvelous career and all kinds of great notes. He's one of only a couple of players in Major League history to pile up his numbers: over 250 home runs, over 2,000 hits, over 1,000 runs scored, 1,000 runs knocked in, 1,000 walks. I mean, it goes on and on. As Barry Zito ready in the pitch to Bobby, off the plate, ball one. The others who fall into that category with Bobby Abreu, well, Barry Bonds, Joe Morgan, Ricky Henderson, and Willie Mays. Abreu, 37 years old, just turned 38, and backs off at a pitch high. 2-0 the count. Bobby is an even 6, checks in at 215. Although he wore number 33 on the road, he's wearing number 23 on the home jersey now. The 2-0 pitch on the way to Abreu. He has a look and pays a strike. 2-1. Abreu is behind Omar Vizquel and Luis Aparicio, ranking as far as Venezuelan ball players and their total hits. 2-1 pitch to Bobby, swung on, hit in the air down the left field line. Coming over in a hurry, having to play it on a bounce is Brandon Pill. Abreu goes sliding into second with a double. Well, Bobby Abreu, in his opening at bat at Dodger Stadium, hits one into left field just inside the foul line and picks up the double. The Uribe coming up with a runner at second and nobody out. Brandon Pill was shading Abreu, since he's a left-hand hitter, towards left center. Never had a chance to do anything but to pick the ball up. So Abreu, a double to left, and the batter now, Juan Uribe. Uribe hitting .262. You know, he's been struggling with a bad wrist, but he's in the lineup, and the right-hand hitter backs off on a pitch that's in for a strike, and the count 0-1. So you have Abreu at second, nobody out, with Uribe, Ellis, and Lilly trying to move Abreu home. Zito working from the third base side of the rubber like Lilly. Barry comes back, and it's foul to the screen, and the count 0-2. So Barry Zito taking a little walk on the mound, and Uribe waiting. The Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers were certainly happy to see Barry Zito leave the American League West. He was 30-8 against those two teams when he was over in the American League. Strike two pitch, and Abreu takes his lead, and Uribe fouls it away. Zito was 12-3 against Seattle, 18-5 against Texas. However, Barry has not fared well in the National League West. He's 9 games under 500, 20-29. So Barry is set. Another look back at Abreu. Uribe takes high, and that advances the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zito has been blessed. I don't think he has really missed very many starts, as Uribe pops it up in foul ground. Coming over is Sanchez and the third baseman Gillespie, and it's Connor Gillespie for the catch. Abreu had to hold at second. So Uribe fouls out, and the batter will be A.J. Ellis. Barry Zito has been so blessed. He has missed 1 start in his major league career. He's never been on the disabled list. So he has been a workhorse for sure, and a thoroughbred for sure. So here now is A.J. Ellis, who has certainly been a very pleasant surprise. A.J. hitting .284, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in, looks at a strike, and the count 0-1. A.J. Ellis hitting .222 against left-handers. He's hit safely in 10 out of 14. He's reached base in 18 straight games and 21 of 22. He also has 18 walks. Now the strike one pitch, breaking ball stayed up. 1 ball and 1 strike to A.J. Ellis. With runners in scoring position, he has really been a payoff hitter. He's hitting .350 with runners in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch is lined to center. Coming up is Pregame to flag it. Throws it back to the infield too late. Abreu is back on the bag. So Ellis hits the ball hard but lines out. And the batter will be Ted Lilly.
Pitcher number 29, Ted Lilly.
Ted Lilly is 1 for 8. He has struck out 3 of his 8 at-bats. So Zito trying to take care of him and get out of the inning. No score, bottom of the second, 2 out. Lilly, left-hand batter, open stance. Zito leans in to read Sanchez. Now the left-hander straightens up, somewhat of a crouch, and the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. So Ted Lilly from Lomita, San Luis Obispo. The strike one pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-2 the count to Ted. Zito trying to get his opposite number and get out of the inning. Dodgers have had a walk, 2 singles and a double in an inning and 2/3, but nothing to show for it. The outfield is split to left and very shallow. Hill very shallow in left field. 0-2 the count to Ted Lilly. Sanchez in a crouch behind the plate, handles one up and away, and a 1-2 count. Dodgers with a record of 10-2 at home. The 2009 club went 12-0 before losing a game at home. Zito ready, and the 1-2 pitch, fastball high and away. 2-2 the count. Zito, of course, when he throws a fastball, he is not overpowering at all. But remember, he's been pitching in the big league since 2000. So I don't believe there's a pitcher around who has made as many pitches as Barry Zito. The 2-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball foul back. So Ted Lilly tried to pick up Bobby Abreu from second base. No score here in the second inning. Abreu trying to take a pretty good lead. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Half swing on a high pitch. No swing, says Lance Barksdale. So Lilly just did hold up on a pitch up around his eyes. So Ted able to just keep the bat back. And the pitch high enough to bring Sanchez out of a crouch. So Ted goes all the way with D. Gordon on deck. Barksdale on the line making the call. 3-2 to Ted Lilly. Zito ready. Here he comes. Strike 3 call. Fastball outside corner, and down goes Ted. No runs. Flair double to left and a man left. And at the end of 2, no score. shot. He made Barry Zito make 7 pitches before he struck out. So now in the third, no score. Connor Gillespie, Barry Zito, and then Pagan. Angel with that 20-game hitting streak. Here's Connor Gillespie out of Omaha, Nebraska, a #1 pick by the Giants 4 years ago, and he looks at his strike. Gillespie went to school at Wichita State. He's struggling, however, just hitting .188, 25 years old. So Gillespie trying to get a job, especially while Sandoval is out. The pitch in for a strike. Can you imagine Sandoval breaking the hamate bone in one hand, and 1 year almost to the day breaking the hamate bone in the other hand, since he's a switch hitter? That knob at the end of the bat can do a lot of damage. Little ground ball to short. Gordon, 2-hand pick, throws to first in time. So Connor Gillespie taps to short, 1 away, and Barry Zito the batter. A couple of things that we talked about earlier about the Giants. The fact that they do not score a lot of runs. They average almost 5 runs a game on the road, but only about 3 runs a game at home. And they really don't have a good overall offense because they don't steal bases. They don't walk. The bench is certainly not strong. They don't bunt well. Zito takes a strike and the count 0-1. But the biggest shock, of course, the Giants' inability to score any runs at home. Strike 1 pitch to Zito, and that finds its mark. Strike 2. Another thing about Giant hitters, they rarely get deep into the count. As far as the hitters are concerned and pitches per plate appearances, they're last in the league. Strike 2 is off the plate, ball 1. Another futile thing for Bruce Bochy. When the Giants have runners at first and third, their hitters are batting .176. When they have runners at second and third, they're hitting .111. Zito swings late, fouls it away, and a 1-2 count. Another thing about the Giant left-hand hitters, and let's see, they only have Gillespie and Zito because Pagan, Cabrera, and Sanchez all switch. But left-hand hitters against left-hand pitching, they're hitting .116. Fastball is slapped into left field. Base hit. So Barry Zito, a 1-out single to left. And that will bring up Angel Pagan with his 20-game hitting streak. You know, you can bring the kids to Dodger Stadium Sunday, May 20th. Dodgers Cardinals. First 15,000 kids 14 and under in attendance receive their very own power necklace. Compliments of Wetzel's Pretzels. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotion. Well, here's Pagan with a 20-game hitting streak. It was interesting that earlier with his streak, Sandoval also had a 20-game streak. Pagan hits to third, and the Dodgers get a force play, and he beats the throw to first. So Pagan is aboard after tapping to third. That gets Zito off the lines. And the batter will be Ryan Theriot. Of course, for Pagan to have a 20-game streak up in San Francisco, you have to remember Joe DiMaggio, everybody knows, had a 56-game hitting streak in the major leagues. But up in San Francisco, they remember Joe D playing for the San Francisco Seals in the old Coast League. Joe D had a 61-game hitting streak. Meanwhile, here's Ryan Theriot hitting .204. Looks at a fastball for a strike. So Theriot, who played well for the Dodgers, also for the Cubs and the Cardinals. Ryan, right-hand batter. No score, third inning. Pagan at first. Lilly out of a stretch and goes over there. Pagan has stolen 4 out of 5. Melky Cabrera has stolen 5 out of 7. And basically that's it for the Giant running game. 0-1 the count. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, the base hit by Zito for the Giants. Strike 1 pitch is instead a throw to first, and Pregame back on the bag. Ted Lilly working the opening game. Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong. Chad Billingsley against Tim Lincecum in Game 3. Lilly's fast one is in the dirt, skirts between the legs of A.J. Ellis, and down to second base goes Pregame. And the official score will no doubt check the videotape. And it tried to be short hopped by A.J., and he couldn't do it. So maybe Ellis might have been crossed up a little bit, maybe not so much by the pitch he called, but the action of the pitch. So Pregame is down to second, and we'll wait for the official scoring. And it's going to be a pass ball, which is a very good call. There are times, even though the pitch is in the dirt, it still should be blocked. So Pregame at second, Terrio trying to pick him up on a 1-1 count. Out of his stretch goes Lilly. Here he comes, 1-1, low, ball 2. We were talking about the fact Sandoval and Pregame each had hitting streaks of 20. Back in 1937, Mel Ott had a 21-game streak, and Joe Moore, another outfielder, had a 20-game streak. And to bring it up to date a little bit, in 1954, Willie Mays and Don Mueller each had 21-game hitting streaks. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and there goes Pregame to third. The pitch is high, the throw is late. He's stolen third. So Angel Pregame, with the wings of an angel, steals third base. And the Giants have someone in scoring position with 2 out. So Angel Pregame steals his 5th base. He's now stolen 5 out of 6. 3-1 the count to Ryan Terrio. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ted Lilly deals, and it is low, ball 4. One other thing the Giants like to talk about with Pregame and Sandoval hitting streak.
Right fielder, number 53.
When Ott and Moore had their streak in 1937, and when Mays and Mueller had their streak collectively in 1954, the Giants went to the World Series in each of those seasons. They lost to the Yankees in 37, and they beat the Indians in 54. So first and third, 2 out, and here's Melky Cabrera filling in for the Panda, Sandoval. Bruce Bochy saying that Melky is an ideal number 3 hitter. He shies on a curveball, and it's in for a strike. Giant outfield was pretty desperate last year. It was probably as weak a collection of major league outfielders as we've seen in quite a while. So they made the deal to get Cabrera. 0-1 to Melky. He's from the Dominican. Ted Lilly comes back, curveball in the dirt, blocked by Ellis, 1-1. So you have Terrio at first, Pregame at third, 2 out, 3rd inning, no score. For Melky Cabrera, he is very much of a ground ball hitter. One thing, he has a half a dozen infield hits. 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield back. Melky waiting as a switch hitter, hitting right-handed. He grounded to third in his first at-bat. Cabrera is playing right field, and one reason, he has a great arm. 3 years with the Yankees, he had 38 assists. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away off first, out of play, and the count 1-2. Cabrera was with the Royals last year. He had 18 home runs and hit .305. So what the Giants did, they were hungry for an outfielder who could hit. So they traded left-hander Jonathan Sanchez and pitcher Ryan Vertigo to the Royals, getting Cabrera, and they signed him to a one-year deal. For Lilly, he has always been burned by base stealers, and of course he's been burned tonight on the stolen base by Pregame. The league, 87 successful percentage points stealing bases. There goes a runner. This time the ground ball is not only to Ellis, it went right between the legs of Gary Cederstrom, the umpire at second base. Ellis was not distracted. So no runs, a hit, 2 left, and at the end of 2.5, no score. D. Gordon, followed by Mark Ellis and then Matt Kemp. Gordon walked in the first inning but was thrown out trying to steal. Barry Zito ready, and here we go. A bunt on a curveball right back to Zito, who throws him out. So Gordon hit back to the pitcher, and just like that, we have one away. Say you're going to hit the road, you can take the Dodgers with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.TV today. You'll see every Dodger out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Dodgers.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Mark Ellis hitting .265. We were talking about Mark, a different hitter with and without men on base. He takes a strike. With the bases empty, he's hitting .354. With runners on, less than 100. And with runners in scoring position, .095, and he's at it again. Line drive into left field for a base hit. Hill has a long throw to make, and into second goes Ellis with a double. So Mark Ellis, a line drive double to left. Hill's throw had to be relayed by Arias, and Mark in there safely, and that'll bring up Matt Kemp. No runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Hill having to go almost to the warning track before getting that ball back in. Nice effort to cut it off. By the way, for Mark Ellis, that would be his 3rd double. And here's Matt Kemp. They're going to walk Matt intentionally with Andre Ethier coming up. So he mentioned in the first inning why they would ever pitch to him, and they are not going to, as Boshi puts him aboard. Matt, by the way, returning to the wars after not starting yesterday. When you break down Matt's numbers, by the way, he's hitting .263 in the daytime, and 467 at night. By coming up as a pinch hitter and hitting the fly ball for an out, his streak is now at 394. So Matt goes to first, Ellis at second, 1 out, and Andre Ethier, who singled off Buster Posey's first base mitt, coming up. So Mark Ellis does what he does so well. Comes up with the bases empty and promptly doubles. So Mark at second, Kemp at first, 1 away. Ethier and Rivera back to back. No score, bottom of the third. Zito ready, deals, slow breaking ball. Catches the outside corner for a strike. And the count 0-1. Barry, of course, signing that big contract, he had to be looking back and smiling. He tells the story when he was in the second grade. His teacher told him to draw a picture of what he'd like to be when he grew up. Next pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Barry Zito in the second grade made an awkward attempt at art, drawing the image of a major league pitcher. But more importantly, he wrote atop the sketch, making $1 million, even in the second grade. Strike 2 pitch, slow curveball, way off the plate. 1-2 the count. That straight change came in at about 80, and then the slow curve at 74. Barry in a little bit of a jam here. 2 on, 1 out, third inning, no score. Zito ready. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Ethier holds up. Nice block by Hector Sanchez. And a 2-2 count. Barry Zito. He was taught certainly by a master when he was 13, and from the time he was 13 to 16, his dad would take him down to the home of former San Diego Padre pitcher, the Cy Young Award winner of 1976, Randy Jones. And Jones would teach him how to pitch. Pitch on the hands, and Ethier turns on it and pulls it foul, though the count is still 2-2. And what Barry remembers, Randy used to say, I want you to go home and make 500,000 wind-ups. And he would get some socks and roll them together, wind up and throw the socks at a mirror. But then when he would do it in front of Randy, if Randy didn't like the way he was pitching, Randy had spit tobacco juice on his brand new sneakers. The pitch to Ethier is high, 3-2. And Zito was saying we could barely afford the sneakers, and here's Randy Jones squirting tobacco juice on him. But maybe it prodded Barry in the right direction. He can certainly buy as many pair of shoes as possible now. So he goes all the way to Ethier with 1 out. Runners at first and second. The runners hold, and the pitch is low. Ball 4. So Zito gave up the 1-out double to Ellis, walked Kemp intentionally, now walks Ethier, and here comes Juan Rivera. Rivera grounded sharply to shortstop in the first inning. So Rivera up there with the bases loaded. No score here, bottom of the third. Ellis is at third, that's Mark Ellis. Kemp is at second, Ethier at first, and Zito in a jam. Rivera gets in. Zito has a look. Juan Rivera has 3 grand slams in his career, and the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Remember, 1 out. That was the bunt attempt by D. Gordon. Barry Zito in some trouble here in the bottom of the third. No score. Left-hander in a crouch. Comes back to the plate, and it's fouled off. That hit the batter, Juan Rivera, so he'll have to walk that off. 0-2 to count to Juan. Rivera grimacing in pain. Not quite sure what he hurt, but he hurt. No balls and 2 strikes. Game 1 of the 3-game series. Clayton Kershaw, Ryan Vogel's on tomorrow night. Chad Billingsley and Tim Lincecum. The final game on Wednesday evening. Then a day off and 3 with Colorado and 2 with Arizona. Here's the strike 2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit slowly to the right side. They're going to get an out at first, but the run scores. The others move up to second and third, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. Well, Rivera punches one slowly on the ground, and everybody moves up 90. Mark Ellis is doubled, brings in the run. Matt Kemp is now at third. Andre Ethier at second. Rivera picks up a run, and here now is Bobby Abreu with first base open. Abreu doubled to left in the second inning. So Bobby Abreu checking in at the plate. A career batting average of .293. With that double, he has 558 doubles. He backs off, and a curveball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Bobby Abreu, who broke in with Houston in 1996 and had huge years with the Phillies from '98 through 2006 when he moved on to the Yankees. Abreu takes off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bobby's from a little town near Maracay, Aragua, which apparently is very close to the jungle. They're right nearby, outside the door, almost white-faced monkeys and tapirs, anteaters, all kinds of things. The next pitch to Bobby, he's tied up on a slow curve. Started to think about swinging, rocked back on his knee. By that time, he had lost his balance and he had to take. That was quite a pitch. So 1-2 the count to Bobby Abreu. Bobby with first base open, and Juan Uribe on deck. Kemp at third, Ethier at second, 2 out. And the 1-2 pitch, Abreu, it's a ground ball to the right side. Terrio is on it, throws him out. So for the Dodgers, they get 2 walks and a double, and finally get 1 run in. And at the end of 3, Dodgers 1, Giants 0. Dodgers take a 1-0 lead in the 4th inning. Buster Posey takes the strike. Posey, a rather remarkable young ball player. First of all, he was catching, but before a catcher, he was a pitcher and a shortstop. He was an All-American shortstop. Fly ball to right field. Ethier has room. One away.
Coming to the plate, left field.
Posey going from an All-American shortstop to a catcher, and the reason was his college coach felt he was such a natural leader that he could lead the club better from that position. And of course, he's already a leader of the Giants. It's a strike to Pill. 0-1. Brett Pill out of San Dimas. 0-1 the count. Fouled away. For about 3 or 4 years, Pill was rated as the best defensive first baseman in the Giants organization. But that's how important Posey is. They feel they can extend Posey's career for a great number of years by letting him play first base a lot. Foul ball. So that means if Hector Sanchez really becomes the impressive catcher they think he will be, Posey will play more first base. And even though you're the best defensive first baseman in the organization, you have the best shot in the outfield. 0-2 to Brett Pill. In the dirt. For Ted Lilly, he has allowed 1 hit, and it was a single to Barry Zito in the 3rd inning. 1-2. Oh, bad ball. Down goes Pill. He strikes out a second time. For Lilly, he picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Batting next, number 13, Joaquin Arias.
You know, one of the amazing streaks that Lilly has, and we talked about the fact he's won 6 in a row, going all the way back to September of last year. He's lost 3 in a row to the Giants. He hasn't beaten them since 2008. But he has another interesting streak about hits allowed. Fastball strike. Ted Lilly has surrendered fewer than 5 hits in each of his last 9 outings. 9. And he's still active. Fouled away. Clayton Kershaw had a streak of 7. And then going back, Bob Welch, Sandy Koufax, Stan Williams, they had the same kind of a streak, but for 6 in a row. Oh, but Ted Lilly, 9. That's rather remarkable. 0-2. Timing that slow breaking ball, and Arias, who was robbed of an extra base hit by Matt Kemp in the 2nd inning, just waits and then promptly bangs it into center. You could afford to wait. That pitch came up there 79 miles an hour. So he just waited for the bend and took it up the middle. So a 2-out single brings up the catcher, Hector Sanchez. Remember, the league likes to run on Lilly, and they're very successful. 87% success rate. So we'll see about Arias, who does not have a stolen base. But with 2 out, down by 1, they might run him. Sanchez struck out in the 2nd inning. Hector Sanchez is listed at 235. He has a tendency to put on weight, they say, so he has to work a little bit harder. He's also a switch hitting catcher. That makes him ideal. For the low. So Sanchez will count his way now. 2 balls and no strikes. Giants signed him in 2007 as a free agent. Certainly the scouts would tell you his glove is ahead of his bat. 2-0. And ball 3. Lilly walked Ryan Theriot in the 3rd inning, and he walked Posey in the 2nd inning. The number 8 hitter, Connor Gillespie, is on deck. 3-0 to Hector Sanchez, who hit 11 home runs at San Jose last year. 3-1. Hector is only 22. He'll be 23 in the middle of November. He has Arias at first with 2 out. Dodgers lead 1-0. See, now they play run and hit on a 3-1 count with 2 down. Rivera holding a corner. Tried to uppercut that. Came up empty. 3-2 the count. Go with 2 down. Full count. Arias will be going from first. Dodgers lead 1-0. Runner goes. Pitch might have been ball 4, but Sanchez strikes out a second time. So 4 strikeouts, getting Pill twice, Sanchez twice, and it's 1-0 Dodgers. To right-hand batters, and it has certainly worked. He has struck out Pill twice, struck out Sanchez twice, and each time the pitch nailed down and away. Whether it was a strike or not, it was borderline, and with 2 strikes, Sanchez no doubt felt that he couldn't afford to take it, but it seemed to be sinking out of the zone. So it is 1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 4th inning. And Barry Zito, who's been pitching so well, even though he has a record of only 1-0, he has pitched so much better. He's had 3 straight no decisions. He's pitched so much better, but they're just not scoring. Without Pablo Sandoval, the Giants figure to labor at the plate, despite the fact they have that magnificent pitching staff. I mean, you start with Lincecum, and then you go to Matt Cain, and then you move on to Vogelsong and Madison Bumgarner, and finally Barry Zito. There's Lincecum wearing the hoodie. He'll go up against Billingsley Wednesday. Tim Lincecum, he's quite a story. Wow. More about him on Wednesday. 0-1 the count. Slow breaking ball, but it missed Uribe popped up to third baseman Connor Gillespie in foul ground back in the second inning. Line drive, just foul. So Uribe, who had his finest year with San Francisco, which is one reason when he did go free agent, the Dodgers needed him desperately. They thought they needed his power. With the Giants in 2010, Uribe had 24 home runs. Another foul ball. But he came here and he had 4 home runs last year. He does not have a home run this year. 1-2. In the dirt, hits the plate. 2-2 the count to Juan Uribe. Barry Zito, I'm not sure if he still has it or not, but the story goes that in his living quarters at home, he had just about a shrine erected to Sandy Koufax. 2-2. Another foul ball. Two and two to Juan Uribe. Got him. Off speed and away. Uribe swinging on the arm motion, and down he goes.
Batting next, catcher.
Zito certainly doesn't figure to overpower anybody. He has struck out 2, but that was just a wonderful pitch that fooled Uribe completely. Zito has a very interesting family. I mean, his younger sister, composer, conductor, film scorer, music writer. The other sister, a former runway model. Ball one. His father was a composer for the great Nat King Cole and worked with Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. Even his uncle was pretty much of a star on television. His uncle's named Patrick Duffy. And you may remember Patrick Duffy played Bobby Ewing on the big TV series Dallas. In there, 1-2. Barry graduated from University High School in San Diego. He's a musician and a pretty good one. 2-2. A.J. Ellis came up with a runner at second, 1 out in the second inning, and stung one, but right in the glove of Angel Pagan in center field. Line drive, backhanded by Zito. Wonderful play. So Ellis is 0 for 2 with 2 line drives.
29, Ted Lilly.
One thing, look at Zito. He's in good position to field. When you start to pitch, they're forever teaching you to be in your follow through and be balanced. And Zito, both feet planted towards home. Perfect position to handle that line drive. Here's Lilly. Ball one. Ted struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1. Held up on a strike. Remember that 7-pitch at bat he had in the second inning. He forced Zito to go 3-2 and then struck out. 1-2, and that got a little bit of Hector Sanchez. 1-2 the count. Well, Sanchez nailed on that foul ball. Looks like it got him on the left shoulder. Take a look. Yeah, maybe just under the left armpit. Whoa, near the heart. That really had to hurt. Giant trainer making sure he's all right. Bruce Bochy, who caught for many years, knows all about the bumps and bruises behind the plate. All right, 1-2 the count to Ted Lilly. And Sanchez ready to go back to work. Slow breaking ball swung on and missed. Down goes Lilly. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Zito. And at the end of 4, it's still 1-0 Dodgers. Long as there is a team called the Dodgers, the number 42 would mean only one man, Jackie Robinson. And before the game, Magic Johnson hugging Don Newcomb, Rachel Robinson, his widow, daughter Sharon. They were all here for the ceremonial first toss, along with Jackie's grandson, Jesse Sims. A heartwarming picture, and of course, for me, someone who traveled with Jackie. Did I ever tell you about the time Jackie and I raced each other on ice skates? No, well, I'm not going to tell you now, but that's going to be hit into right field. Ethier on the run, picks it off. 1 away. So Connor Gillespie, and out to right, and Barry Zito coming out. What happened was Rachel and Jackie and I were going up to a resort in the Catskill Mountains a long, long time ago. Being a kid from the East, I had ice skates. Jackie and Rachel said, "Oh, you're going to go skating?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "We'll go with you." Oh, I said, "That's great." Now, the only problem was Rachel was about 7 months pregnant. Sure enough, she got ice skates. Now, Jackie is putting his skates on alongside of me in the dressing room. And he said, "When we get out there, I'd like to race you." I said, "Jack, I didn't know you ice skated. You're from Southern California. I knew football and baseball, but I didn't know ice skating." Squirts down to Gordon. 2 out. Anyway, I said, "I didn't know you ice skated." And Jackie said, "I've never been on skates in my life." So I started to laugh. I said, "Hey, Jack, come on, let's face it. I mean, I'm not a great skater, but I can skate." He said, "I know." But I said, "I want to race you because that's how I'm going to learn. And if you've never been on ice skates and you put skates on, the first thing you do is walk on your ankles." And sure enough, he was running on his ankles on the ice trying to beat me. But what was as memorable and scarier was Rachel. She was on the ice with a girl whose name I believe was Maureen Millerick, an Olympic skating star. And there was Rachel, 7, 8 months pregnant, kind of mincing around on her ice skates. I was at my heart and my throat. But anyway, there aren't very many people who can say, oh, sure, I raced Jackie Robinson on ice. 2 balls and no strikes. Check swing, they're going to look. Swing, says Adrian Johnson. 2-1 to count. Two out, 5th inning. Dodgers got a run. Ellis doubled, and with the bases loaded and 1 out, Rivera's little ground ball scored the run. 3-1 to count. Angel Pagan with a 20-game hitting streak. He and Melky Cabrera kind of bring the Giants back offensively, and they'd be coming back, especially if they had Sandoval. Right. Pretty good fastball. That's about as hard as Lilly throws, 89 miles an hour. Fouled away. Still 3-2 to Pagan. Giants are very happy with his play and his all-around ability. Pagan, when he's not playing baseball, loves to go spear fishing without any scuba diving stuff. Another foul ball. No gear. He just goes down and get him. He's from Rio Pedras in Puerto Rico and was originally drafted by the New York Mets. That reminds me of when Felipe Alou first came up as a Giant. Hard ground ball, nice pick, but dropped by Gordon. Forget about it. He throws it away. Pagan is going to try and go for 2, and the throw to second, he is in there. That gets away, but he'll hold on at second. As he says, he goes spearfishing without the gear. It helps his cardio. Well, that cardio workout just got him to second base. And for Gordon, he might get 2 errors. First of all, for kicking the ground ball, and then for throwing it away. We'll double check, but that's it. Yep, he will draw 2 errors. So the tying run is at second base with 2 out, and Ryan Theriot coming up. Anyway, the Giants had young Felipe Alou as an outfielder, and one of the stories they had on Felipe was that he would dive into the ocean and wrestle sharks. And I mean, this was the story. And I remember in the Coliseum, I went over to Felipe and introduced myself and said, I just read that you go into the ocean and wrestle sharks. And with that Spanish accented English, he said, you think I'm crazy? That was the answer. But apparently, the spearfishing with Pagan is on the level. All right, Ryan Theriot trying to pick him up. 1-0 Dodgers, 5th inning, 2 out. And ball 1. Theriot grounded to short, 0 for 1, struggling at 2:04. They really missed Freddie Sanchez out with the bad shoulder. One ball and no strikes. Injuries last year wrecked the Giants. Injuries this year have really slowed them down. Losing their closer, losing Sandoval, losing Sanchez. Fastball, fly ball to Ethier. That'll be that. No runs, no hits, 2 errors and a man left. And at the end of 4.5, 1-0 Dodgers. And by Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers leading the Giants 1-0. Neither team showing any punch, or you put it the other way, two dazzling left-handers, Ted Lilly and Barry Zito. D. Gordon walked, thrown out trying to steal, tried to bunt his way aboard, bunted back to Zito, and fouls it back 0-1. Gordon batting .224, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. Hit that home run in Colorado to right field. Roundhouse curveball in there. 0-2. Zito living 84, the high, punched foul. 84, 79, low 70s. Lilly's highest, 89. And you can see his pitch total has matched his number, 75, in the dirt. Off the plate, 84. Barry has changed, of course, they all do. In his first 2 full years, he won 40 games. That's a fly ball to left field, but Pill is at the other end of it. 1 away here in the 5th inning. And during those years, those first 2, he won 23 games in 2002. He averaged, about 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. Last year, that dropped down to 5 strikeouts per 9. This year, maybe 4 strikeouts per 9. So naturally, he doesn't have that good fastball. And that's a strike, 0-1. Cabrera had that all the way, so we have 2 down in the 5th inning, and Matt Kemp coming up.
Number 27, Matt Kemp.
For Mark Ellis, 1 for 3. Matt Kemp had a flare single to right, and then was walked intentionally in the 3rd inning. So many times, and of course we don't have any kind of statistic on it, but so many times you order a pitcher to walk a hitter intentionally, and that makes him an even tougher effort to throw strikes to the next hitter. And that's what happened with Zito. He walked Kemp intentionally, and then he walked Ethier. 0-1 to Matt. For Zito, he's now made 81 pitches, meaning only 9 pitches in the inning. Interesting, too, with all of that soft stuff, you're not going to see very many swings and misses. Just off the plate. In fact, there have only been 3 Dodgers swings and misses. And that's not counting Lilly. So when you make contact, of course, you're always susceptible to the home run, and he's allowed 3 this year. 1-2 the count to Matt Kemp. When the Giants come up in the 6th inning, the heart of the lineup, Melky Cabrera, Buster Posey, and Brett Pill. 1-2. And a line drive base hit to left field. So Matt Kemp gets a rope into left field for a base hit. For Matt now. He has 39 hits, plus that one for number 40. And once again, Ethier coming up with Kemp on base. Andre singled off Posey's glove and walked. Zito has been really tough on left-hand hitters. Coming into this game, left-handers were hitting .074, and that's a fly ball to Pill, who got a late start. Remember, he's basically a first baseman, and he made the play. No runs, a hit, a man left at the end of 5, 1-0 Dodgers. San Francisco and lost 2-1. But that's not what I want to talk about. On the same day that night, they returned to Los Angeles, played the Yankees in an exhibition game in the Coliseum. That was the night that broke your heart, watching Pee Wee Reese push Roy Campanella's wheelchair out to the mound, and later on the lights in the stands. Let's go back to this one. It's going to go foul, and the count 0-1. I remember after that game, the Yankees won it 6-2. It was meaningless, but the night was anything but. And we were interviewing Roy Campanella after the game. And Campy was so quick, he said, 93,000. He said, that was my number backwards, because Roy always wore number 39. He was truly a remarkable human being. And I remember thinking, that's not a wheelchair, that's a throne. Little dunker to center. Kemp in a hurry, can't make it, and then overruns the ball. Ethier backtracks, but by that time into second base is Cabrera. So there you have it, the tying run in scoring position. Nobody out in the 6th inning.
First baseman number 28.
You could say, well, it was an all-out try by Matt, but at the same time, he's got to realize it's only 1-0. So the Giants get a big break on a pop fly double. Now Posey, Pill, and Arias trying to get him around. Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits. Giants no runs, 3 hits. And now it's not going to be a double. They're going to give Matt Kemp an error for overrunning the base hit. It was one of those errors that you could call over hustle, but at the same time, if you talk to Matt, he'd say, I should have charged the ball, but that I should have made sure it didn't get by me. Off the plate. Posey walked, fly to right. Posey with 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Sandoval, who's out with a broken hammy bone, has 5 home runs and 15 runs batted in. 1-1. Cabrera at second, nobody out. We're in the 6th inning. Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors. Giants no runs, 3 hits. Sprayed down the right field line, foul. 1-2 the count to Buster Posey. When Posey first joined the Giants, I mean, he gave them an incredible lift. And in his rookie year, you may remember, he had 18 home runs and he hit .305. And then, of course, last year, seriously injured with a collision at home plate. Lilly with a 6-game winning streak, 3-0. Just did get a little bit of that and fouled it back. Posey in that first year hit .309 against left-handers, and he hit .304 against right-handers. So the city of San Francisco just absolutely fell in love with him. Quite a talent. A pitcher in high school, a shortstop early in Florida State, converted to a catcher, and now playing first base in the major leagues. Got him at the knees. I think he felt it was low. That's as hard as Lilly throws. That's that 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Take a look. Good pitch. Down goes Buster. So that's a huge out, failing to advance the runner. Hill has struck out twice. Giants have left 5. Dodgers have left 6. Brett Hill hitting .281. He has 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. And a towering fly ball, but that's all it is. Bobby Abreu and Gordon. Wow. Dodgers acting like that's the 3rd out. It's only the 2nd, and the batter now will be Joaquin Arias. Not quite sure why Gordon went that far out into left field. He was almost a distraction as he peeled off in front of Bobby Abreu. Look at this. I mean, that's a left fielder's ball, but B just keeps straying out there. So a little over hustle in the inning. First with Kemp, now with the shortstop Gordon, and here is Arias. Joaquin robbed by Kemp and single. And ball 1. Arias, we told you, the boy who wears number 13. He's from Santo Domingo, originally selected by the Yankees, but mated with the Rangers. He's 6'1" and maybe 170, maybe. Yankees called him Spider-Man. Little foul, that's going to go out of play. Arias grew up very poor community. When the Yankees signed him, he got a $300,000 deal out of the Dominican Academy. That was an awful lot of money for anybody, but especially for a kid who grew up in a house with a dirt floor and really no furniture. He has a brother, Alberto, who pitches in the Colorado organization. 1-1 to count. One and two. About 8 years ago, Arias turned out to be the player to be named later from the Yankees, acquired by the Rangers along with Alfonso Soriano in that huge deal that sent Alex Rodriguez to New York. One and two to count. Way outside. That's going to go to the backstop. Over to third goes Cabrera. So the Giants have the tying run 90 feet away. Tell you one thing, Lilly might be throwing a lot of 70s and low 80s, but he must have a lot of movement on the ball because he's given A.J. Ellis, a good catcher, a very tough night. He's charged now with his second wild pitch, and Ellis had a pass ball. So that thing is really moving. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out with a runner at third. 1-0 Dodgers. Spider-Man still up there hacking away. The Mets had him. They sent Jeff Francoeur to the Rangers. He had 1 year, played in 22 games for the Mets and hit 200. He went back down to the minors. 2-2. Time. Dodgers scored in the third inning with the bases loaded. Rivera's slow ground ball for an out. Got the run home, and that's it. And that's going to be lined into center. Base hit. So the run comes in on an error and the wild pitch, and Arias singles it in.
Victor Sanchez.
So Matt Kemp overrunning the base hit, then later on a wild pitch, and with 2 out, a clutch base hit by Arias. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Giants. Hector Sanchez, he struck out twice. Fastball, a lot of sink, and that pitch for the first time tonight, Lilly hit 90 on the gun. Arias over there at first base does not have a stolen base. Rivera holding the corner on him. Rivera will lead off the bottom of the 6th. 1-1. Lilly's upper torso is what he uses so much to try and control the running game, but it's not been successful. 87% of the time, the base stealer steals the base. One and two. Tell you the truth, if you're sitting in the stands and you're watching Lilly and Zito, and you like to play baseball, you get the feeling, I'd kind of like to go up there and take a hack at them myself. They certainly don't intimidate. They can sure make you look foolish. 2-2. Hector Sanchez followed by Connor Gillespie. Two balls, two strikes, two out. Arias with the base hit to tie up the game 1-1. Got a little bit of it, so Sanchez is still there. Two balls, two strikes. Again, you realize Sanchez calling quite a game with the veteran Barry Zito. Sanchez just 22. Connor Gillespie waiting on deck. For the third time to Hector Sanchez going to school, and the teacher is Ted Lilly. However, the botched up base hit, the wild pitch, the Giants get a run, and we're even 1-1. Is brought to you by Carl's Jr. $6 burgers, made with 100% Black Angus beef. Giants and Dodgers battling it out in a 1-1 tie. As we go to the bottom of the inning, it'll be Rivera, Abreu, and Uribe. By the way, we're delighted to make the announcement. You know, the board of directors of the Baseball Reliquary Incorporated, that's a Southern California-based nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering an appreciation of American art and culture through the context of baseball history. They announced that it will induct into their Hall of Fame Dr. Frank Jobe, along with Mudcat Grant and Louis Tiant. That'll take place in Pasadena, July 15th. Dr. Frank Jobe. Boy, does baseball owe him a lot. Slow freight for a strike. That hurried up there at 71 miles an hour. Rivera hit into a force play, grounded out, picked up the run, batted in. A little roller to Ryan Terrio, and the run scored. That's another strike. That was at 76. So you could certainly say artistry tonight with two veterans, Zito and Lilly, putting on a show. Hard ground ball, backhanded at third by Gillespie to make the play. One away.
For the Dodgers, left fielder Bobby Abreu.
Now Bobby Abreu coming up. He doubled in his first at bat here at Dodger Stadium. Last time up, grounded out. So Bobby one away. In looking at Abreu's long and colorful and very successful career, that's a strike. He's hit as many as 31 home runs. He's had as many as 110 runs batted in. And he has always been a workhorse. Foul ball. Bobby Abreu, starting back in 1998, played 151 or more games, right on through until last year with the Angels, when he hit in 142 games. Slow curve, hit even slower to third. The throw not in time, so Abreu very fortunate in his debut at Dodger Stadium. A big swing and brought forth a mouse, but Gillespie unable to make the play. It's a base hit, little dribbler. Gillespie tried. So Abreu 2 for 3 in the box score. And the batter Uribe, who is fouled out and struck out. Anyway, if you go from 1998 through 2010, Bobby Abreu would pass Willie Mays, having played in more than 13 consecutive 150-game seasons. And by the way, talking about Willie Mays, 81 years old on Sunday. 81. May 6th. One run, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Giants. That's fouled away. 1-1 to Juan Uribe. In looking at the hits, the Dodgers have 6 hits. You just saw Abreu, what they call bleeder, up along third. Kemp hit a ball inside out and sliced a little blooper for a base hit. Ethier's single went off Posey's glove. So you get the idea that 3 of the 6 Dodger hits have not really been hit. Check swing. Swing, says Johnson. 1-2. And then you look at the Giants. Cabrera's single was played into an extra base hit. Arias has 2 singles. Zito has a single. So the pitchers have certainly been in command. In the dirt, nice save by Sanchez. 2-2. Barry Zito will be 34 the middle of May. Ted Lilly is a little bit older. He's 36. Barry, an interesting character. We talked about the fact he had a little shrine erected towards Sandy Koufax. Pictures, autographs, you name it. Back about 1999, besides being a Sandy Koufax fan, he also took up the guitar. Then he decided to play the acoustic guitar. And he got to play pretty well, especially playing as if he were with the Dave Matthews Band. So he got a tribute. The drummer for the Dave Matthews Band on tour then wore one of Zito's uniforms. Well, let's see now. Dave Righetti going out to talk to him after that walk to Uribe. his pitch count as Tony Gwynn is out on deck. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Ronald Belisario is tuning up. A.J. Ellis will be the batter with 1 out. Zito has walked 4, one of them intentionally given to Matt Kemp. All right, Dave Righetti has delivered the message. First and second, 1 out, 6th inning in a 1-1 tie. Ellis has hit the ball hard, lined out to Pagan in center, and lined back to Zito. So Abreu and Uribe, not really great speed out there. And a slicing fly ball, and nobody down there, and that's going to score Abreu easily. They will stop Uribe on a wrong field double by A.J. Ellis, who delivers again, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. Just got it down the right field line. Cabrera, of course, with a right-hand hitter, was over towards right center field. So you had Abreu get what the old-timers used to call a swinging bunt. Little dribbler up along third. Then a walk to Uribe. Then the fly ball to the wrong field. Zito in a lot of trouble. He also knows he's due to bat second when the Giants come up in the 7th inning. Giant infield is going to come up. And we'll see now about Tony Gwynn batting for Ted Lilly. So Gwynn will bat for Lilly, and then I would assume stay in the game and play left field for Bobby Abreu. Tony hitting .240, 2 runs batted in. And the bunt, not a squeeze, just a bunt. And it's thrown away, backed up by Theriot, but no play. And Uribe scores. Though it was no squeeze, Uribe was not coming. Gwynn was bunting for a base hit. Gillespie's off-balance throw sailed on by Posey. By the time Theriot picked it up, Uribe was in. And the Dodgers now lead 3-1 as they just nibble away at the Giants and Barry Zito. We're waiting for the scoring on the bunt. We have not heard it yet. It will be ruled a bunt single, no RBI. So for Boshi, with a club that can't score any runs, getting a well-pitched game by Barry Zito, but somehow they've surrendered 3 runs. By the way, to explain the fact that Uribe scored, give Gillespie the error. So it's an error for Gwynn, and then the error by Connor Gillespie. Dodgers lead 3-1 in the 6th inning. D. Gordon has walked, thrown out trying to bunt, fly to left. Ground ball to Theriot, juggles, drops it, throws, and gets an out. In his haste to try to get a double play, and that always happens, especially on a hitter like Gordon. Everybody infield knows how fast Gordon is, so they're inclined to play the game too quickly. They should have certainly gotten Gwynn at least. For Gordon, with that blinding speed and the reputation, he has only grounded into 1 double play this year. So now here's Mark Ellis. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. And ball 1. Waiting on deck, Matt Kemp. Well, this is a big at-bat for Mark Ellis. And he slices it right into the glove of Melky Cabrera, who was fighting the lights and wisely dropped to his knees to look under the bank. So it's a tough luck Barry Zito that comes out. And at the end of 6, 3-1 Dodgers. Eco available to order. Chevy runs deep. And by Farmer John. Taste the local flavor. Dodgers lead 3-1 as we go to the 7th. Tony Gwynn, who batted for Lilly, stays in the game in left field to finish up for Bobby Abreu. And Ronald Belisario comes out of the Dodger bullpen to do some pitching. Among other things Don Mattingly talked about before the game was Javi Guerra and whether he would still be the closer. And Don Mattingly said, the decision for me, the game has been making that decision, and it's not something you want to do, but the game tells you you have to make a decision. So he said Javi Guerra will be used all over. He's a valuable guy. Kenley Jansen will get first shot at the closer's role. And for Belisario, Mattingly said, we're trying to get him back in the mix. We need him to get going. As long as he's getting the job, he gets the ball. Well, he's got the job. Belisario facing Connor Gillespie and a strike. Gillespie is grounded to short, fly to right. On deck, Nate Schierholtz to bat for Tough Luck Zito. Little dribbler and the tag, one away. So you look at Connor Gillespie doing the best he can, but that's not much. He was hitting 167 and he's trying to replace the Panda. Sandoval was hitting 316, 5 home runs, 6 doubles, and 15 runs batted in. So Gillespie is certainly trying, but he is a long way from Sandoval, and of course he would agree with you completely. So here's Nate Schierholtz. So Zito was anything but lucky. Nate hitting 257 and probably bangs a sinker into left field for a base hit. Well, Belisario gives up the single. Angel Pagan grounded to third, hit into a force play and reached on an error. Remember, Pagan has a modest 20-game hitting streak. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 5 hits for the Giants. Remember, Lilly has now made 10 consecutive starts where he's allowed 5 hits or less. Tonight he allowed 4. Lilly made 93 pitches. Ted struck out 6. The only surprise for him, and again, it had to be because his pitches had so much late movement. He had 2 wild pitches, and there was also a pass ball. 1-1. Fouled off. So Pagan trying to get something going after Shearholtz came off the bench and came up with a base hit. Zito gave up 3 runs and 8 assorted hits. Struck out 3, and Barry made 103 pitches. Still 1-2 to Pagan. Ronald Belisario picking up for Ted Lilly. 1 away. And a one-hopper smothered by Gordon, and they're going to get a force. So D. Gordon makes a good play to keep that ball on the infield. That thing was smoked. So Pagan, with his 20-game hitting streak, is now 0 for 4. And there's the play by Gordon to get a force play.
Second baseman, Ryan Terrio.
Ryan Terrio grounded to short, walk, fly to right, 0 for 2. One thing about Pagan with his 20-game streak, he could care less. He was interviewed in San Francisco and said it means nothing. Ryan Terrio trying to come back and give the Dodgers a bad time, but he's struggling, hitting just 200. Little ground ball right on the line, and Uribe gets his man, so that's it. Giants continue to huff and puff and flail away, and nothing much happens. No runs, a hit, a man left. At the end of 6.5, 3-1 Dodgers, and the crowd will now be asked to sing God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Join in the singing of God Bless America. Please welcome back Jeffrey Osborne.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. Oh, God bless America, my home, sweet home. My home, sweet home.
Jeffrey Osborne.
Described as a slugfest. Steve Edlifson coming in, the pride of Bloomington, Minnesota. He went to school at the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, and he'll be picking up. One of the things about Edlifson, he is listed as an all-state hitter. Was playing shortstop in junior college and had Tommy John surgery. But the way the Giants have been playing offensively, and you hear that somebody was an all-state hitter, as somebody in the Giant party said, the only way we're going to improve until Sandoval comes back is our pitchers have to start hitting better. And that's a tough position to be in. So the Dodgers leading 3-1, and it'll be Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, and Juan Rivera. Edlifson, as you see, pitching from a stretch, and he hits 91 on the gun, ball one. Matt flared single to right, walked intentionally, and singled sharply to left. Fastball sliced. Everything is fair that the Dodgers hit. Matt favoring the hamstring is not going to run hard, and he's jogging into second base with a double. So Matt Kemp, 3 hits and a walk tonight. High fastball out over the plate. And Matt, with that unusual power of his, he can go deep just about anywhere in the ballpark. So Matt was hitting .467 at night, and he goes 3 for 3. So everywhere you look, Matt Kemp's numbers are on the rise. So now Ethier, Rivera, and Belisario's spot due up. Josh Lindblom begins to loosen up in the Dodger bullpen. Ethier singled off Posey's first baseman's mitt, walked, and flied to left. And a high fly ball to Pregame. Kemp is going to tag, but just to draw a throw. His heart's not into trying to go over to third. So Ethier goes 1 for 3. And the batter will be Juan Rivera. Rivera 0 for 3. And then Belisario's spot. We mentioned about Edlifson being an all-state hitter. In a game in which University of Nebraska played the University of Iowa, he had 6 hits in the game, including the cycle. Ball one. Basically with Edlifson, 2-seam fastball, slider, curveball. He's 6'2", about 180. The way that Edlifson's body, the upper torso, bends, you kind of think, wait a minute, is he sidearm? But he's not. But it just kind of looks that way a little bit. He was picked by the Red Sox as an infielder. Shot off his glove. It took the glove off his hand. He throws to third and throws it away. And Matt Kemp scores. Down to second base goes Rivera, and the Dodgers get another gift and lead 4-1. Well, it was a nice try by Edlifson. That comebacker will take the glove right off his hand. And he's thinking about third base. But a wild throw. So it looks like a fielder's choice and an error to allow Kemp to score. Rivera standing at second base. Edlifson drawing the error. So, by the way, we've had the 5 errors in the game. 3 by the Dodgers.
Batting for Belisario, number 7, James Loney.
So James Loney will now come up and hit for Belisario, and then he'll stay in the game and finish up at first base. James hitting just .202 with a home run, 6 runs batted in. 1 ball and no strikes. Loney hitting .241 against right-hand pitching, but the left-handers are really putting a squeeze on him. He's hitting just .115 against left-hand pitching. So Matt Kemp listening to his manager. One hopper at short. Nice play there by Arias. And on the plate, moving over to third, is Rivera.
Third baseman, number 5.
Loney hits the ball hard, grounds out, and Uribe coming up. Giants will have Cabrera, Posey, and Hill in that order. Well, when you think over the years, the Giant trademark, always a lot of power. Always a hard-hitting outfield. And then all of a sudden the outfield disappeared for Bruce Bochy, non-productive. He's got a couple of fellas in Pregame and Cabrera who are doing okay. But boy, their offense has really slowed down. And as long as Sandoval is out, as long as Sanchez is not going to play, I mean, Buster Posey can't do it alone. With help from Pregame and Cabrera, well, they are really struggling, and yet they came in here second place, just 4 back of the Dodgers. That's going to go to right field, coming over Cabrera, and makes the play. So the Dodgers pick up 1 on the throwing error by Emerson. At the end of 7, it's 4-1 Dodgers. .7 o'clock tomorrow night on KCAL, and the following night on Prime Ticket. And then with Thursday an off day, the Rockies will be in for 3, and that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Rockies, and on Prime Friday and Saturday, and then Arizona for a brief 2. Meanwhile, We go to the 8th inning, 4-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Juan Rivera, who was at first base, moves out to left field. Tony Gwynn, who was in left field, goes to center field. They give Matt Kemp the rest of the night off. James Loney takes over at first base. So if you are keeping score, Josh Lindblom would go in Matt Kemp's spot. And Lindblom, the third Dodger pitcher, Lilly went 6, Belisario went 1, and here's Big Josh. And ball 1 to Melky Cabrera. Grounded to third, grounded to second. Singled, Flair singled to center that was overrun, and Kemp charged with an error. And he came around to score at the time, the tying run, and he comes up with a base hit. So Cabrera is 2 for 4, and the batter will be Buster Posey.
First baseman, number 28, Buster Posey.
Buster Posey has 4 home runs. Nate Schierholtz has 3. Sandoval has 5. That's the power. Sandoval is out. Schierholtz singled. So here's Buster hitting .315. And a high fly ball, but appears playable. Rivera. So Posey, first ball swinging, and we have 1 out. And the batter now will be Brett Pill, who has struck out twice and flied out. Eighth inning, 4-1 Dodgers. Fouled away, 0-1. They have the paid attendance. Nice crowd for Monday night. 43,713. 43713. Dodgers 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors. Giants 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Matt Kemp with a perfect night. 2 singles, a double, and an intentional walk. 1-1. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw making his own mental notes, sitting alongside Tim Wallach. Clayton will be on the mound tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong. A drive to left, but coming up to meet it is Rivera. So 2 down. Alex Joaquin Arias coming up. A reminder, you can give the gift of Dodger baseball. Bring your mom to Dodger Stadium Sunday, Mother's Day. Fans will receive Andre Ethier tote bags, compliments of Murad Skincare, and after the game, mothers and their families are invited down to the field to enjoy a walk around the park. So visit Dodgers.com/promotions and bring mom. Here's Arias. Almost a perfect night. Hit a long drive to right center. Matt Kemp made a wonderful one-hand catch on the dead run. Arias then singled in the 4th, singled to drive in the only Giant run in the 6th. And he hits it to shallow left center, but there's nobody there. By the time it's cut off by Gwynn, they will hold runners at second and third. On the double by Arias, Cabrera stopped at third by Tim Flannery. So Arias almost 4 for 4 as he goes 3 for 4 plus the catch by Kemp. Gwynn saving a run by cutting that off. So the Giants second and third, 2 out, and Hector Sanchez, who has struck out all 3 times batting right-handed, now turns around to try his luck from the other side. He has 1 home run, 9 runs batted in, and ball 1. The home run hit the home run left-handed. First base open, and on deck Connor Gillespie. A hopper over the bag. Great stop by Loney to Lindblom for the out. Whoa, what a play by James. That saves 2 runs. And the Giants would have had the tying run in scoring position. Magnificent play by James. Fair ball, and it was heading down the line. And then he spots Lindblom. No runs, 2 hits for the Giants. Dodgers lead 4-1. At Dodge.com or see your local dealer today. James Loney on his birthday makes the biggest play of the night. James making a dazzling stop, taking an extra base hit away from Sanchez, saving 2 runs. If the ball gets by him and goes down the line, Sanchez would then have been the tying run in scoring position. So it is happy birthday, James. And he got his present when he was able to glove that. So James Loney, late into the game, comes up with a huge play. Now in the bottom of the 8th, A.J. Ellis, Tony Gwynn, and then D. Gordon. And a strike, 0-1. A.J. lined out to center, lined back to Zito, and double to right. Knocked in a run. He's hitting .286, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. He has become a dynamite 8th place hitter. I mean, with all of the other numbers, he has 18 walks. One and 2. Ellis, Gwynn, and Gordon in that order. A.J. out of Cape Girardeau in Missouri finds a hole, and it's under the glove of Theriot and through. So Ellis a base hit to right. He's 2 for 4, and that will bring up Tony Gwynn. You know, be sure to join us tomorrow, UCLA night, Dodgers and Giants. Purchase special ticket package you'll receive a ticket to the Coca-Cola All-You-Can-Eat Pavilion and a limited edition Dodger and UCLA themed portable speaker. Tickets for the package are only available at Dodgers.com/UCLA. Bruce Bochy will be making a change, so we'll pause for this. Over in left field and back ninth. And Travis Blackley, a left-hander, will pick up the pitching, and he'll go into Brett Hill's spot. So when the Giants bat in the ninth inning, they'll have Gillespie, then Blanco, and then Pregame. Travis Blackley is out of Cheltenham, Australia. Originally signed by the Mariners in 2001. He came up to the Mariners, then he came up 5 years ago with the Giants, and now here he is after spending 1 year pitching in Korea. He has a brother in the Red Sox organization. Didn't start playing baseball until he was 11. And ball one to Tony Gwynn. Remember, Gwynn bunted in the 6th inning and wound up with a base hit. Travis Blackley is 6'3", a 200-pounder. One ball and no strikes. Whoops, almost picked Posey off. Blackley played first base in the outfield until he was at least 16. Pinched a nerve in his elbow when he was 17 and just about quit baseball, and then came back. The bunt is dragged, slapped to Posey, and he kicks it. Wow. The Giants are just having a bad night. So Gwynn drags one, and Posey, playing first base, thinking of going to second base, came up empty. It'll be an error charge to Buster Posey. Dodgers now at first and second. We've also had 6 errors in the game, if you can imagine that, 3 on each side. And here is Gordon. 4 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for the Dodgers. 1 run, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Giants. And another bunt. Good one. And Gillespie can't make the play with Blackley at his feet. Wow. For the Giants, pretty much we have met the enemy and they are us. That'll go as a bunt single.
Second baseman, number 14, Paul Ellis.
So the Dodgers have loaded the bases with nobody out. And Ellis will be coming up, followed by Lindblom. And we'll see about a hitter for Lindblom. Justin Sellers. It'll be Adam Kennedy coming out. The infield has to play up. And there's Adam. Ball one. So Ellis at third, Gwynn at second, Gordon at first. A ground ball single to right, and then two bunts played into base hits. And ball two. For Bruce Bochy, after going through the agonies of last year, where they were in contention all the way until the wheels came off the wagon, they have come off early, and yet they're in second place, 4 back of the Dodgers at the moment. And ball three. So now Blackley is one pitch away from forcing over yet another run. One of the things Blackley played in Australia was cricket. I cannot explain how you do it, but he would throw in cricket a late spinner or an off spinner. So he got into a bad habit of wrapping his wrist before delivering the pitch. And he's behind now 3-0. Wow, there's a spinner. And the Dodgers get a run and lead 5-1. So the bases are still loaded. Dave Righetti going out to try and help him. And the batter, Lindblom, will give way to Kennedy as A.J. Ellis started it with his second hit. So Adam Kennedy coming up with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the Dodgers leading 5-1. Kennedy hitting a $115 and ball one. Giant infield has to play up again. So the Dodgers have Gwynn at third, Gordon at second, Ellis at first. Nobody out. Kennedy has 2 grand slams in his career. That's a strike. Dodgers 5 runs, 11 hits. Giants 1 run, 7 hits. The game started, Zito and Lilly. Dodgers have used Belisario and Lindblom after Ted, and Barry gave way to Blackley after Edlofson. And there's a base hit into right field. So Gwynn will score, and that'll hold up everybody else as Cabrera gets the ball back in. So Kennedy, a base hit to right field. That's 4 hits in that Kemp spot. Ellis goes to second, Gordon goes to third, and the run brought in by Gwynn. So the Dodgers have scored twice now and lead 6-1. Still nobody out. And Andre Ethier will check in. 3 grand slams in his career. Big curveball for a strike. Dodgers have scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings plus. Ethier a little annoyed on the call. You have Gordon at third, Ellis at second, Kennedy at first. Nobody out. Ethier is the 6th man to come to the plate. And another curveball squirted into left field. They're going to send in 2 runners. The throw to the plate not nearly in time as both Gordon and Ellis score. And the Dodgers now lead 8-1. As Ethier finds a hole, his second hit and 2 RBIs. So the Dodgers 8 runs on 13 hits. They've scored 4 times in the inning. And with the bases first and second occupied, the batter is Andre Ethier, who singled, followed by Juan Rivera. Rivera is hitless. He is 0 for 4. Facing Travis Blackley, who's going to take one for the club, apparently. There's no one throwing in the Giant bullpen. It's one of those things where Bruce Bochy and every other manager would say, okay, I don't want to waste any more pitchers in this game. Well, for Bruce, a bitter pill. They had a 4-game losing streak. They snapped that, came here on the wings of a little modest 2-game winning streak. But they're down 8-1 here in game 1. And they see Kershaw tomorrow night. In the dirt, bounces away, and the wild pitch will put runners at second and third. So Adam Kennedy is now at third, Andre Ethier at second, first base open. James Loney, the birthday boy, is on deck as Blakely bounces one. Long night for Hector Sanchez. One and one. Fastball at 93, up and away. 1-2 the count to Juan Rivera. Dodgers with Kennedy and Ethier out there. Still nobody out. Curveball. Slow ground ball. They'll get the out at first. The 5th run of the inning is brought in by Adam Kennedy, and the Dodgers now lead 9-1. So Rivera goes 0 for 5, but does pick up a run batted in. His second of the night. And James Loney. When it was a game, Loney made a huge play. It is long since disintegrated. James, as a pinch hitter, grounded to short in the 7th inning. A reminder, this is his birthday today. And he got his present when he was able to flag that ball hit by Hector Sanchez. One ball and no strike. Loney hitting .200. Game's 28 years old today. Born in Houston, lives in Missouri City, Texas. Right, 1-1. Six years ago was Loney's greatest day in baseball in Colorado. He was 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in that day. That's a strike. 1-2. Loney that year hit .284. Nine to 1 Dodgers. They have hung a high 5 here in the 8th inning. Little ground ball. Posey feeding Blackley, coming over for the second out. Over to third goes Ethier. And the batter will be Juan Uribe. For the Dodgers in this young year, 5 runs in the inning. That's the most for Don Mattingly and company. 4 times they've had 4 runs in an inning, most recently against Colorado. But they have 9 runs. That ties a high against San Diego. They have 13 hits. Their high in hits 15. So here's Uribe, the 9th man to come up. And they're going to check. No swing. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Uribe fouled out, struck out, walked, flied to right. 0 for 3, hitting .250. Tomorrow night, Clayton Kershaw, 2 wins, no losses. Ryan Vogelsong the other way, no wins, 2 losses. Curveball punched to Posey, and he has trouble with it, but he finally gets the out. So for the Dodgers, 9 men come to the plate, 5 come home, and at the end of 8, they lead handily 9-1. A little work. The 4th pitcher, it was Lilly for 6. Belisario pitched the 7th. Lindblom pitched the 8th. And they asked Scotty now to pitch the 9th. And the first man he will face is Aubrey Huff, coming off the bench. Aubrey Huff had a bad year last year. In 2010, Aubrey had 26 home runs, and he batted .290. Last year, he had 12 home runs and hit .246, and he's struggling right now, hitting .182. So Aubrey off the bench. Nate Shearholtz was a successful pinch hitter. He's singled, and Huff a fly ball to center. Tony Gwynn is there. One pitch, one away. But Huff didn't hang around. Now Gregor Blanco will be coming up. Blanco finished up in left field for Brett Pill. Blanco hitting .237. He has 4 runs batted in. Breaking ball off the plate. Ball 1. Blanco basically has the reputation of being a very good defensive player. He's from Caracas in Venezuela. Originally signed by the Braves about 12 years ago. Fouled away. In his entire career, way back in the lowest minor leagues, he had 8 home runs, but he was with the Giants just briefly this year. He was up and down with the Braves. When Blanco was a kid, he used to like to rollerblade. By 12 or 13, he was rollerblading so much that his legs got very strong, and he thinks that's how he developed his great speed. Fouled away. He'll be 29 the middle of December. Still lives in Caracas. Two and two. Ball 3. First name Gregor, Gregor. Been a pro since 2004. And a shot up the middle. So with 1 out in the 9th inning, Blanco singles up the middle, which in this sense could really be a murmur of protest. And the batter will be Pagan. Angel Pagan was 0 for 4, but he's got a chance now to keep his hitting streak alive. Remember, he's hitting 20 straight. Interesting how frustrating for the Giants. The number 9 spot in the lineup has 3 hits. Barry Zito had 1. Nate Scherholz had 1. And now Blanco gets a base hit. 0-1. 0-2. Pagan is grounded to third, hit into a force play, reached on an error, and hit into another force play. So he's 0 for 4 without hitting the ball out of the infield. We mentioned way back at the start of the game how Pagan, among many others, hits a lot of ground balls. The pride of Puerto Rico. 1-2 the count. Two balls and 2 strikes. After looking at the veteran left-handers, the artistic left-handers, Zito and Lilly, then you get Albert comes in throwing 93, 94. Kershaw tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong. So the strikeout of Pagan means the end of his streak. Down to second base when the pitch was not caught at the plate. The advancement by Blanco, and with 2 out, the batter now Ryan Theriot. Theriot grounded out and walked, flied to right, grounded out, 0 for 3. Arias has been the hitter. Joaquin Arias, 2 singles, a double, and lost an extra base hit on a great running catch by Matt Kemp back in the 2nd inning. So they have 8 hits, 3 by Arias, 3 in the number 9 spot, and 2 hits by Cabrera, and that's been it. So the Giants in danger of falling 5 back of the Dodgers. Dodgers trying to make their home record 11-2. That's a strike. So Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain are looking on. Lincecum will pitch Wednesday. Matt Cain alongside of him already pitched. 1-2. 2-2. With Theriot, the Dodgers shade him to right field. Ethier is up. Gwynn is over towards right center. And with Rivera playing straightaway left, a huge gap in left center field. Scott Elbert trying to get the last out, turn the lights out, and send everybody home. 2-2. Fouled away. That was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Theriot trying to keep it alive. Melky Cabrera, who has the other 2 hits, on deck. Ground ball to Gordon. That ought to be it, and it is. 9 runs, 13 hits for the Dodgers, and 3 errors for the Giants. 1 run, 8 hits, and 3 errors. Ted Lilly is the winner. He's now won 7 in a row since he last lost in September. It also balances his books with the Giants. He's now 4-4, snapping a 3-game losing streak against them. Barry Zito, the loser, is 1-1 and 6-9 lifetime. Tomorrow night, right here on KCAL 9, Ryan Vogelsong and Clayton Kershaw. Good night, everybody.